Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a testing video on the L'Oréal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. I've heard loads of people rave about this foundation, so I wanted to test it out myself. This is day 9 of 10 days of foundations. Like this video if you are enjoying 10 days of foundation so far. There is one day to go. I am in my dressing gown today because it is freezing. I'm also going to be testing the powder that matches the foundation, so you'll see my reviews on that as well. If you haven't seen my face before, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn my notifications on if you want to see all the days of 10 days of foundations. I will link all the videos I've done so far on 10 days of foundation in the description box below, and also links where you can find the foundation and powder. So keep on watching if you want to see my review on this foundation. Like I said in the intro, I'm going to be testing out the L'Oréal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. I've been wanting to try this for a while. So yeah, it says some things on the back. It says texture is medium, coverage is high, finish is matte, obviously. It controls shine. Pro tip: smooth onto skin in circular motions for flawless looking coverage. Shake well before use. So I'm guessing it's a liquidy foundation. I can hear the liquid moving as I shake the bottle. So it just comes in this slim packaging. I believe it looks a little bit different, or a lot different, with the US version. I think it's smaller and wider, but this one's longer but thinner. I don't know why, but I don't think there's any difference between the formula or the foundation really. This is a 35ml. I got the shade 11 Vanilla. I believe it's the second lightest shade. I'm hoping it matches because I didn't swatch it in the store. Okay, so like normal, I'm going to be priming this side of my face and not priming this side. And then I'm going to powder this side and then have no powder on this side. So, like reviewing the foundation, I also got the matching powder. So I'm going to be testing this out on one side of my face, like normal, like I do in all my testing foundation videos. So, like my other videos, I'm going to be using the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. Like I say in all my videos, I use this Nivea Men Post Shave Balm because it has glycerin in there, so it helps to stick the foundation, but it isn't actually a foundation, so it won't, it isn't actually a primer, so it won't take away any of the benefits of the foundation. So that is why I use it. Not many people like using this. I'm not saying to use this primer or post shave balm, but I think it's fine. So if you don't use it every day, then it would be fine. So going on to this foundation, it comes with a squeezy applicator. I quite like this. It's really easy to squeeze out. So I'm gonna. Okay, so it is actually quite runny. It's not runny enough to run down my hand, but for full coverage foundation I thought it was going to be a little bit thicker. Don't know why, I just thought that. And the shade looks actually quite nice. Okay, like in my other videos as well, I'm going to be using a brush on this side and then a sponge on this side just to see how the textures look. So this is quite dirty on this side, so I'm going to use a blank side so I don't counteract the other products. So I'm just going to take a little bit on this, and I'm going to do this side of my face first, and this actually matches me perfect. would say this foundation is quite pink tone. I have heard a lot of people comment on how they think the foundation is quite pink, the shades, and that they need to bring out more shade ranges, which I do agree on, because this is quite pink for my skin. As you can see, my neck is quite yellow toned, and it's actually made my face a little bit pink. So if I was going to use this again, I would blend it. So far it's like a medium coverage. Let's see how it builds. I always like to see how foundations build in my videos as well. Okay, so that's like one layer. It actually doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. Zoom in so you can kind of see how it looks. So this is the blank canvas. As you can see, I have a lot of redness on my cheek area, if it will focus. Yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of redness on my cheek by here and a little bit on my chin, but I would say it's taken away the redness and it just makes it look a little bit more flawless. I wouldn't say it's full coverage so far, but I have only put a light layer. Okay, so I used up all that on my hand, so I'm going to apply some more. And I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush. Okay, so I can see straight off the bat that it does give more full coverage with a brush. Okay, so I think it gave more coverage with a brush, and I also used less product, so I think the sponge actually soaked up some of the product, as I didn't use as much with a brush. And I gotta say, I actually quite like how the brush looks better. It is a matte finish. This is why I do a brush and a sponge, just to let you see the difference, and I do find there is a difference. So the brush actually looks better. I'm just going to apply a little bit more just to see how it builds, and I'm just going to do my problem area, which is like around my nose and under my eyes by here, where I have like freckles, and I'm also going to do a little bit on my chin. I have a spot on my chin, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I only put a little pea-sized amount because I just want to see, and I'm going to use just the brush. Okay, I've just added a little tiny amount of foundation like around this area and my nose and a little bit on my chin, and I can now see it actually looks like I'm wearing foundation now. So I would stick to the first layer because it just looks better. But I actually really like the finish, and I wouldn't say it's a full coverage yet. You can build it up, like keep building it until you get to the desired coverage you want, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now because I don't want it to cake up too much. I'm going to apply some Maybelline Fit Me concealer under my eyes. Okay, so that blended really well. So far I am liking this foundation. I actually do like the coverage. So now I'm going to set this side of my face with the powder. I got the shade 160 Sand Beige. I believe this was the only shade they had. I would say it is more of a yellow toned powder than the foundation. And then you flip this part up and you have a lovely mirror, and you have a sponge, but I'm not going to use that because I don't like using powder, sponges for powder. So I'm just going to get my powder brush Okay, so it's quite powdery, but that's fine. Okay, so that has instantly mattified my concealer because I found the Fit Me concealer is quite dewy. I feel like it's given a little bit of coverage as well. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you can definitely see under my eyes. Under my eyes is shiny on this side, and then it's completely matte on the powdered side. Got to tell you what skin type I have as well. I have oily combination skin, I have an oily T-zone, and then normal everywhere else. So we will see if it keeps my oils at bay, as it is a mattifying powder and foundation for 24 hours. We will not be testing it for 24 hours. It is 5 minutes past 9, and I will do the rest of my makeup and I will be back. Okay, so I've done all my makeup now. Like in all my other videos, 10 days of foundation, I just wear basic makeup, nothing special. I did apply a little bit of bronzer, but I have noticed it's oxidized just a little tiny bit so far. So I don't know what it's going to be like the rest of the day. It might oxidize even more, it might not. We'll have to see. Doing my makeup only took me about 5 minutes, so it's nearly quarter past 9. At the moment I'm really liking the foundation. I do prefer the powdered side as it's a little bit more matte, and I think it will keep my oils more at bay throughout the day, so we will see about that. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it looks definitely more shiny on this side, but it's only a little bit more shiny under my eyes, but the foundation is quite matte itself. So yeah, we will see in a few hours what it looks like, but so far I give it 2 thumbs up, and yeah, I will see you guys soon. Okay, so it's now around 16 minutes past 1. I am still in my dressing gown because I've just been at home chilling, doing some uni work, and yeah, just being comfy. Okay, so update on the foundation. So far it's actually looking really good. I've taken my lipstick off because when I'm just chilling at home I just like to be free. Okay, so I can tell a difference between the powdered side and the non-powdered side. The non-powdered side transfers more than the powdered side, so if I go like this, but it does transfer more on the non-powdered side, so the powder has helped with that. I was saying that it has oxidized a little bit. Since then I haven't noticed it getting any darker. It still looks the same. Again, with the concealer it looks a little bit shinier than the powdered side, which doesn't bother me because it's the concealer, not the foundation. But on my forehead is where I get the most oily, like a little bit above my eyebrows and in between my eyebrows. It gets quite oily in that area, so I can notice that it stayed quite matte even without the powder. It does look a little bit shinier on the non-powdered side than the powdered side, but there's not much of a difference there. My chin still looks good. That's the part where it normally gets either cakey or it comes off quicker, because I do fiddle about with like my lips, and I pick my lips when I'm like thinking and stuff like that. I don't know why, but so far so good. The coverage is still there. I would say it has more coverage on the powdered side because it did give a little bit of coverage or a little bit of colour, as it is a coloured powder, not a translucent one. But yeah, so far it's looking really good. So it hasn't clung to any dry patches at all, because I have been suffering with a dry patch on my nose recently, but it doesn't actually, for a matte foundation, it hasn't actually clung to that area. So yeah, so far it's looking really good. I will update you in a few more hours. It'll probably be later on in the night, just to show my final thoughts. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so final check-in. It's been a few hours. It is now currently 11:25 in the evening. So to be honest, the foundation is still looking really good. I can see shine on my forehead, but that is usual for my type of skin, as I have an oily T-zone, and it does tend to find its way out somehow, even with a mattifying powder or foundation. I cannot see any difference between the prime side and the non-prime side, or the powdered side or the non-powdered side. I do see that the powdered side is a little bit more matte than the non-powdered side, so yeah, I will go like this. Does still transfer a little bit, not too much though, so that is great. So my final thoughts on this foundation and also the powder is I love these two, especially together. These are great and I would definitely wear these again. I would definitely recommend oily skin people to powder with this combo, and I also think it would be okay without powder as well, and I don't tend to normally say that much because I am an oily girl, but overall I really enjoyed this foundation and really recommend it to people with oily skin or oily combo skin. I've even heard people with dry skin like this foundation too, but obviously I can't say to go get it if you're dry because I don't have dry skin. 2 thumbs up from me. If you're enjoying 10 days of foundation so far, give me a thumbs up so I know you're enjoying it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on my notifications for my channel so you know when I upload a video next. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.